we're just going to kick it off. So if you could just please introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about your business, about Clean Harbors.
Sure, great. Again, Bill Fornoff, and I've been with Clean Harbors since October of '94, so going on 27 years here. I'm currently the Director of Laboratory for Clean Harbors, and we have over 40 laboratories throughout North America, and my job is to help them all out, help with SOPs and instrumentation, method development, research and development, general things such as that. Clean Harbors, if you look this up, we are the largest provider of environmental services in North America. We have a lot of interesting things that we do. We have safety clean services that collects used motor oil throughout the entire North America, and we actually collect, store, and re-refine the oil and then sell products that we generate from that refined oil. We also have industrial and field services where we'll be the ones to go out and clean up if a tanker turns over on the highway, or if a big plant needs a turnaround, needs to clean up during a turnaround, we'll be there for them. And then what's most germane to the laboratory is our technical services. We are experts in the proper disposal and management of industrial waste, hazardous and non-hazardous waste. And this is where analytical chemistry comes into play, and where I typically come into play here. And that's where the neat thing about the technical services is we have a team of chemists and laboratories that enable the treatment of waste, basically.
Okay, that's very good explanation. And then, I mean, obviously you've been around for 27 years. I mean, it seems like environmental is just so important and just becomes, more and more of an emphasis. What changes have you seen? I mean, what have you noticed in the last few years? I mean, anything related to COVID or just in general, have you seen your business kind of change or evolve a bit? Just curious about that, just because of the nature.
For sure. When you discuss COVID, Clean Harbors was on the front line and still is on the front line of decontaminating. That's part of our industrial field service.
Okay, it's one of the things that makes you guys totally awesome.
Yeah, we got in there and we go into your site and clean everything up, and we actually have the ability to schedule cleanings at certain intervals or whatever our clients are interested in. So we were right on the front line of the COVID.
Of course.
As far as the environmental world has definitely we're into another generation. Right now, one of the hot topics in our business is the PFAS or perfluoroalkyl substances, and how are we going to manage those? How are we going to treat them? How are we going to analyze for them? And that's one of the big things now.
Very exciting. All right, so pivoting a little bit to your work with GenTech. You've been obviously with your organization for a long time. You've been a GenTech customer for many years. You've been a great company to work with. Do you recall what led you to GenTech or some of your first engagements with our company?
Yeah, I was thinking about that this morning. The first instrument I bought from GenTech was 2003.
Woo!
And that instrument's still running, and believe it or not, the computer for that instrument is still running. It has never really been turned off, so which is astounding for that matter. So I was trying to think about how I first came to GenTech, and I just can't get either I was referred to you all with these instruments anymore. You should upgrade to brand new instruments. And I was thinking, no, that's not going to happen. And so the problem I was tasked with was how can I maintain these instruments and without the manufacturer supporting them. And so I looked for partners to help me in that regard, and GenTech was one of them for sure. Was great. And I used to call GenTech and say, hey, I need this, or I need something that'll do this or that. And you guys would be like, oh, okay, well, let me write this down. I'll get with the team and I'll give you guys a call back. And that's what would happen. And so we had that kind of rapport. I really reached out to GenTech as a business partner and a dependable one to help me through problems.
That is such great feedback. Thank you so much. So you sort of answered a lot of the other questions that I had along those lines, but do you have like a favorite thing about working with GenTech?
I'll tell you one thing I remembered, actually two things. So one thing was these instruments that we buy and we use are expensive, right? And they come with computers, which are computers, right? So like I think everybody out there has had a hard drive fail or a power supply get blown. And so the answer from the manufacturer was, well, your computer doesn't work anymore. You got to buy a whole new system. So I was like, wow. So for a power supply, I need to spend over $100,000. Well, that's crazy. And so I approached GenTech and I was like, I need you guys to build me a computer with an old operating system, a new computer with old operating system, so I can continue to use this instrument that's totally fine. And so you guys came back to me and said, yeah, we can do that for you. So we would install things like Windows 95 on a brand new computer. So that was kind of cute, so that we could continue running our instruments.
Yeah.
So that was a neat fix. And then another time that I worked with GenTech was kind of wild. I was privy to a laboratory that was closing down in the area here, and they said, come and get all of our stuff. And I didn't need a lot of the things that this laboratory had, but I called you all and I was like, hey, would you guys be interested in some of this and we can make a trade? And so I traded you guys gave me a GCMS and I gave you a room full of equipment. So
That's awesome.
That kind of relationship.
That is so great to hear. Yep, and that's wonderful. And that is one of the ways we like to do business is taking things in on trade and being able to, give life to new equipment. And it's really, since we're both environmental people, like keeping the stuff out of the landfill and having it still work is a really nice thing to be able to do. Again, you sort of answered it, but would you have any tips for others who might be having similar issues that you've had?
Yeah, I mean, don't be afraid to call you all and think out of the box, to coin to say a term. That's used plenty. Kind of reach out, use GenTech as a business partner, as another resource. You all have folks there who are very intelligent and have been working in the field for a long time. Don't give up on an instrument that is working well and maybe a little part here or there. That would be my advice.
That's excellent. Okay, so we're gonna pivot a little bit, and we want to talk about a little bit more about Clean Harbors. So you did a nice job telling us, general overview, but we just want to make sure our audience knows everything there is to know about Clean Harbors. So if you have any special promotions you're running or anything you would like the GenTech audience to know about, this would be a time to kind of give us the update on Clean Harbors. Anything special on the horizons?
Well, I definitely would encourage any industrial clients using your equipment if they have any waste needs or any kind of consulting needs to call me or look up Clean Harbors. As mentioned, for COVID decon, we certainly look forward to hearing from anyone who we can help in that department. That's typically it. Our website is awesome, so I would definitely encourage people to feel free to go through that, and any questions, they can definitely forward anything to me or our
yes, if you're watching this and you're a GenTech client, reach out to us and we can get you in touch with Bill as well. So, cool. All right. Anything else you'd like to add?
No, that's it.
Okay, so Bill, we have one last thing. It's called our lightning round. And so this is where our viewers can get to know Bill, the man, the myth, the legend. So I'm just going to ask you a question, and you just have to give your first response, all right? This is a fast lightning round. Okay, here we go. Bill, early riser or night owl?
Night owl.
Night owl. Okay, coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Dogs or cats? Okay, we'll let that one go. Would you rather be at the beach or in the mountains?
At the beach.
Would you rather read a book or watch a movie?
A book.
Garlic or onions?
Garlic.
Same here. Are you a big picture guy or are you a detail guy?
Big picture.
Country or city?
Country.
Texting or talking?
Talking.
Chocolate or vanilla?
Chocolate.
And our final question, camping or a night at the Ritz?
Camping.
You're a camper. All right, lightning round, awesome. Okay, so that concludes our interview. We want to thank you so much for being an amazing GenTech customer, for your support and loyalty over the years, and it's our pleasure to make you inaugural Customer of the Month. Woo! So thank you again for your time, and we'll be in touch shortly.